Hello out there, friends. We're here. We are studying the lessons of A Course in Miracles. If you're in the Ocala National Forest, so am I. I'm down here in love with nature, in love with life, getting downloads like crazy. Woo! Coming off of a 21-day water fast. I'm going through this refeed experience. I'm going through reintegrating back into my life with this wisdom and this self-assurance and this feeling of like I understand so much more about the universe because of that experience. I'm coming to you today. We are going to read lesson number 95 from this beautiful book called A Course in Miracles. And are you guys getting these lessons? Is it sinking in? Are you resonating with it in a seriously vibratory, awakening, enlivening way? Because if you're not, it's okay. You're beautiful, you're perfect, you're purely innocent. You are a light being that came exactly, perfectly built for what it is that you're doing right now, whatever you're going through. And if these lessons aren't creeping into all your dark places, ask for more help. Ask Jesus, ask the Holy Spirit, ask your guides and teachers, ask your deceased relatives, ask your deceased pets. Who do you trust? Who do you love? Who do you believe can infiltrate this dark part of your mind that just won't, give when you're getting to read all of these wonderful teachings and participate in this. So here we go. We're going to do lesson number 95 today, and I'll share some stuff with you at the end. But please, let yourself get comfortable, listen to this, tune in, let your auditory function wash over you right now as you soak this in. This is beautiful, beautiful language, beautiful teachings, and you deserve this more than anything else in the world. You are beautiful and deserving of absolutely everything delicious and nutritious and decadent and wonderful, and anything in the world that you desire. You absolutely deserve it. You were made for it, and your life is a beautiful example of what to do with perfection. Okay, I am one self united with my Creator. Today's idea accurately describes you as God created you. You are one within yourself and one with Him. Yours is the unity of all creation. Your perfect unity makes change in you impossible. You do not accept this, and you fail to recognize it must be so only because you believe that you have changed yourself already. You see yourself as a ridiculous parody on God's creation. Weak, vicious, ugly and sinful, miserable, and beset with pain. Such is your version of yourself, a self divided into many warring parts, separate from God and tenuously held together by its erratic and capricious maker to which you pray. It does not hear your prayers, for it is deaf. It does not see the oneness in you, for it is blind. It does not understand you are the Son of God, for it's senseless and understands nothing. We will attempt today to be aware only of what can hear and see, and what makes perfect sense. We will again direct our exercises toward reaching your one self, which is united with its Creator. In patience and in hope, we try again today. We keep trying again, keep coming back. The use of the first 5 minutes of every waking hour for practicing the idea for the day has special advantages at the stage of learning in which you are at present. It is difficult at this point not to allow your mind to wander if it undertakes extended practice. You have surely realized this by now, that your mind is a monkey mind. You have seen the extent of your lack of mental discipline and of your need for mind training. It is necessary that you be aware of this, for it is indeed a hindrance to your advance. Frequent but shorter practice periods have other advantages for you at this time. In addition to recognizing your difficulties with sustained attention, you must also have noticed that unless you are reminded of your purpose frequently, you tend to forget about it for long periods of time. Is that true for you? Be honest. You often fail to remember the short applications of the idea for the day, and you have not yet formed the habit of using the idea as an automatic response to temptation. Also probably true. So we're basically getting our ass chewed here a little bit by Jesus, but here's a chance for you to do a little reality check. Do you remember the lessons during the day? I don't always remember the lesson. I don't always remember the hourly application. And some of you have suggested using an app. Well, that's not exactly coming through your mind, is it? I mean, it's nice to have reminders if you really are at that stage, but ultimately you want to grow to the point where you don't require an electronic bzzz to get you to remember God and to get you to remember your practice. So what I will tell you, since having done this 21-day water fast experience, the lessons seem to be showing up for me when I request them. If I forget, I'll say, oh, what was the lesson for today? And my body is basically in this calm and grounded state all the time now. So when I ask the question, the lesson comes in with this soft voice, clarity. Here it is. It's not like, oh, damn it. It's like, here it is. So there's something about, combining of healthy physical practice with your spiritual practice so that your mind is calm, your body feels good. And when you request, oh, what was the lesson? Shoot, I forgot it. It comes in. So anyway, just time for a reality check. Okay. I mean, Jesus knows anyway. It's not like we can't really hide anything, but it's good for you to know in your little self mind, and your big self sees that you're trying very, very hard to evolve and learn how to love yourself and accept the world more. All right, so here we go. Structure then is necessary for you at this time. Planned to include frequent reminders of your goal and regular attempts to reach it. Regularity in terms of time is not the ideal requirement for the most beneficial form of practice and salvation. It is advantageous, however, for those whose motivation is inconsistent and who remain heavily defended against learning. Ooh, sting. Heavily defended against learning, because we're attached to our little self-identity and all of our little habits and our things that we do. And the attachment could be unconscious, but you're definitely attached. You're definitely addicted to whatever your lifestyle is that's pulling your attention away from your salvation. We will therefore keep to the 5 minutes an hour practice periods for a while and urge you to omit as few as possible. Using the first 5 minutes of the hour will be particularly helpful since it imposes firmer structure. Do not, however, use your lapses from this schedule as an excuse not to return to it again as soon as you can. So that's another thing. Don't beat yourself up and feel guilty, because guilt pulls you down into the lower realms, and you want to keep your vibe high, especially with these lessons. So don't feel bad. They may well be a temptation to regard the day as lost because you have already failed to do what is required. This should, however, merely be recognized as what it is: a refusal to let your mistake be corrected and an unwillingness to try again. The Holy Spirit is not delayed in his teaching by your mistakes. He can be held back only by your unwillingness to let them go. Let us therefore be determined, particularly for the next week or so, to be willing to forgive ourselves for our lapses in diligence and our failures to follow the instructions for practicing the day's idea. This tolerance for weakness will enable us to overlook it, rather than give it power to delay our learning. If we give it power to do this, we are regarding it as strength and are confusing strength with weakness. When you fail to comply with the requirements of the course, you have merely made a mistake. This calls for correction and for nothing else. To allow a mistake to continue is to make additional mistakes based on the first and reinforcing it. It is this process that must be laid aside, for it is but another way in which you would defend illusions against the truth. Let all these errors go by recognizing them for what they are. They are attempts to keep you unaware you are one self, united with your Creator, at one with every aspect of creation, and limitless in power and in peace. This is the truth, and nothing else is true. Today we will affirm this truth again and try to reach the place in you which there is no doubt that only this is true, because that place exists in all of us. Begin the practice periods today with the assurance offered to your mind with all the certainty that you can give. I am one self, united with my Creator, at one with every aspect of creation, and limitless in power and in peace. Woo! Then close your eyes and tell yourself again, slowly and thoughtfully, attempting to allow the meaning of the words to sink into your mind, replacing false ideas. I am one self. Repeat this several times, and then attempt to feel the meaning that the words convey. You are one self, united and secure in light and joy and peace. You are God's Son, one self with one Creator and one goal, to bring awareness of this oneness to all minds, that true creation may extend the allness and the unity of God. You are one self, complete and healed and whole, with power to lift the veil of darkness from the world and let the light in you come through to teach the world the truth about yourself. You are one self, in perfect harmony with all there is and all there will be. You are one self, the Holy Son of God, united with your brothers in that self, united with your Father in His will. Feel this one self in you and let it shine away all your illusions and your doubts. This is yourself, the Son of God Himself, sinless as its Creator, with His strength within you and His love forever yours. You are one self, and it is given you to feel this self within you and to cast all your illusions out of the one mind that is this self, the holy truth in you. Do not forget today, we need your help, your little part in bringing happiness to all the world. And heaven looks to you in confidence that you will try today. Share then its surety, for it is yours. Be vigilant. Do not forget today. Throughout the day, do not forget your goal. Repeat today's idea as frequently as possible and understand each time you do so, someone hears the voice of hope, the stirring of the truth within his mind, the gentle rustlings of the wings of peace. Your own acknowledgement you are one self, united with your Father, is a call to all the world to be at one with you. To everyone you meet today, be sure to give the promise of today's idea and tell him this: you are one self with me, united with our Creator in this self. I honor you because of what I am and what He is, who loves us both as one. Bam! That was so good. So good. I am one self, united with my Creator. So just really quickly, the download that came to me last night. So after doing this fast and after sticking to this all fruit and salads diet, which I will continue to stick to for the next 6 weeks as I go through this process, I'm trusting the process of my body. I also got this reminder that when I did my 10-day silent Vipassana meditation experience, I had one amazing experience with Yogananda and Jesus in a meditation. And the last thing Jesus said to me before the whole meditation closed was, "It doesn't matter what you eat." And I have held on to that because obviously I've been on this journey about food and my body and energy and healing and cleansing and detoxification and all these things that are very much in the 3D dense world, right? Which I still think is a very honorable, glorious quest, and I'm glad that I did it. But he said to me, and it came in, not his voice, but the sentence that I cannot unhear or unknow: it doesn't matter what you eat. So the download that I got was that the only reason why any foods hurt anyone, and this is real teachings right now, the only reason any foods, alcohols, anything hurt anyone is because of our beliefs about them. And at some point in your life, you've heard threatening information about all the things that, I'm in this raw vegan fruitarian community, right? So there's almost this demonization of meat eating, dairy eating, drinking alcohol, doing drugs, even like psychedelics at some level, right? It's because there's information that's out there again, in this lower density world that tells you the dangers of these things. And, oh, you know, humans are this kind of species and shouldn't be having animal products, and there's all these reasons out there. There's so much literature, and yet there's also two sides of the coin. There's all these people that are doing so-called carnivore diets, even though in the wild, you guys, carnivores don't cook their food. They drink the blood, they eat the bones, they salivate when they see their prey running. Like, we don't normally salivate when we see cows, but anywho, you know, we're biologically different, yes, but we are also ascending spiritual beings, and we're getting closer and closer and closer to God. So here's the deal. Here's what came to me. Share, you can eat whatever you want, basically says, heal your mind, repair all your thoughts about the beliefs, not only in your body's frailty, but about all these things out there that you're supposed to be afraid of that are going to hurt you, because nothing hurts anything in nature. Everything is in absolute peace, bliss, and harmony. Masculine and feminine is balanced out here. The wind is blowing perfectly. I mean, like, life is fucking amazing right here, right now. Nothing can hurt me. Not food, not people's judgments, not any pain and suffering, because I know how to transcend that now. I mean, not perfectly, right? Okay, I'm not saying like come and punch me in the face and see how I deal with it. I have no idea what'll happen, right? But I'm saying I'm learning, and my mind is in this purification state where I know that as long as my beliefs are secure, that nothing can harm me, nothing can stop me, I am a limitless being. I can put any kind of food I want to in my mouth, you know? Like, I don't have to be so restricted and disciplined. However, I do know that fruit is the absolute strongest cleansing thing in the world. And the only reason why people say they can't eat raw is because their bodies are too toxified and their minds are too cluttered with all their remnants of their addictions and abusive eating and unhealed traumas. And God knows my heart aches for them. This isn't a judgment, it's just saying. Okay, people who can't handle eating raw is because their bodies and their minds are not healed enough and pure enough. We are one species, everybody. Human beings, we have the same digestive system, we have the same processes going on across the whole board, and we're closely related to monkeys and apes. And you look at how they eat, they're not going to barbecues, they're not grabbing a 6-pack of Heineken, so, you know, be honest with yourself here. But that's the real deal. So Jesus told me it doesn't matter what you eat, because he knew that I was on this journey. This was before I went to Ann Wigmore for 2 weeks, before I just spent 21 days in Costa Rica fasting. So he knew obviously what my timeline was, but he wanted me to like file that back in my mind so that when I got to today, to this point, that I would know I am completely free. I am free. I can do whatever I want. I can choose whatever I want. I can be whoever I want. I can express however I want. I mean, this is welling up in me right now in a way that I don't remember feeling this before, you know, or it's really taking me back to when I was a younger person, when I still had my innocence and I didn't care about what people thought of me, like that mentality, that childlike mentality, but add on all this wisdom and all these teachings and this wonderful, amazing book that I'm like, you know, by osmosis, you could just put it on your head sometimes and just like, it'll come in, it just flows in. We're lucky. We're lucky that we have this. We're lucky that we have each other. I love you all so much. You're beautiful. You're perfect. You're forgiven. Today was a new day. All that other shit from yesterday and before in your life, it's gone. It doesn't exist. Live now here. Be that beautiful light that you are. Keep going. Don't quit. Don't be mean to yourself. Love your brothers. I'll see you back here again tomorrow.